Hello, I am out making another video at the moment and thought I would make this one while I'm here. I wanted to talk about how you overcome nerves and get the confidence to come out and do stuff outdoors. There's a lot of people who do this sort of thing on YouTube or off of YouTube as well. It probably looks like it's quite easy for them, and for some people it probably is. But it isn't always easy. I don't always find it easy. Sometimes I'll turn up to where I was going to go and I just think, not feeling it. Or I'll be going somewhere a bit remote and I'll be worried about it and I'll be letting the nerves overcome me a bit. Because going out on your own in the middle of nowhere, especially if you haven't got much experience, can be quite nerve-wracking, and it's normal to feel a bit nervous and anxious about it. So don't think that you're just being a wuss or a pussy about it, or whatever you want to say. You're not. It can be hard to pluck up the courage. Now, there's a couple of things that help me, which I'd like to share. Maybe they'll help you, maybe they won't. It's not going to solve it for everyone, but it's what helped me. The first thing is, you don't need to go far away. You don't have to go into the middle of nowhere. You can go and find some local woods and just go and spend a day there if you want, or spend an hour there. Some of these videos that I do, like this one you're watching now, I've come out into the woods with a jet boil and my dog and walked around, made some beans, made a cup of tea and just sat in the woods to chill. I'm not doing that specifically today because I'm feeling anxious. That's what I'm doing today. I'm just out for a walk. But just sitting here in the woods, I'm on my own. There might be the odd person around somewhere, but I'm on my own. Got a cup of tea. My car is probably, half a mile that way, but it could be even closer. Maybe my car could just be 100 meters away. Maybe I'd be able to see my car from where I am. But I'm still out here getting that experience and getting used to just sitting out in nature. Getting used to feeling alone and just enjoying the peace. So that could be a first step. Maybe after you've done your first step, you could do a full day rather than just coming out for a couple of hours. Early in the morning, make yourself lunch while you're out, enjoy the day. Once you've done that, then maybe you could look at doing an overnight at a campsite or with a friend. Again, you get a lot of advice around, do it with a group of people and that sort of thing. And that's fine. Not everyone has people around that they know who like outdoor stuff. But also, some people just like their own company. I like the company of others, but I do really enjoy getting out on my own and just having that peaceful time for my own brain. I find it helpful. So you could go, like where I went last week, for example, the Candy Corner bushcraft. You can park up 20 metres from where you're going to be camping. You're in the middle of the woods still, but your car's nearby. So if you've got any issues in the night or you're worried, you can leave at any time. You can always leave. If something doesn't feel right and your instincts are telling you something's wrong, then you can get out of there. Likewise, if you forget an important bit of kit or realise you haven't bought something, you've got your car there, so you can either go home or you can get to a shop and get it, or get home and pick it up. So it doesn't become a big deal, but it gets you used to camping out overnight on your own and gives you an idea of what that feels like. Another thing I do, which is more a safety thing than anything else, but I have used it to calm my nerves as well, my anxious sort of thoughts. If you've got Google Maps, for example, you can open Google Maps, and if you screenshot the Google Maps screen where you currently are, you get an option to share it, like your current location, and you can share it and you can choose how long you want to share it for, and then you can send that to somebody, and what that does is that sends a live update, a live tracker of where you are to someone. So I send it to my wife so she knows where I am if any issues, she knows where to come looking for me. But you could send it to a friend, or so it doesn't have to be an outdoors person then, see? Like, you don't need to find somebody who also wants to come outdoors with you to be safe. You can just find somebody who you can say, hey, I'm going to be out for the day, here's this link of where I am, just in case I don't check in by, 8 o'clock at night or whatever time you set. And then they know to raise the alarm and where you are. So that's really useful. phones have got some great technology on them now. I also just say where I'm going and when I expect to be home. So today, if I didn't get back before dinner time, my wife would know to be concerned, and then she'd know where I am because she'd have the map there. And if she couldn't contact me, she'd alert someone. And that gives me peace of mind, and it gives your friends and family peace of mind. There's also some skills you can learn and some basic sort of safety tips that can help just for your own peace of mind. So I always have a first aid kit. I've got a like an IFAC, so an individual first aid kit, which is always in the top pocket of my day sack, and that's got some absolutely key items like a field dressing, a couple of tourniquets, you know, bits like that that I need straight away. But at the bottom of my day sack I've got a bit more of a comprehensive one, and that's got, you know, blister pads, plasters, all that sort of stuff, and spare dressings and things, as well as a SAM splint, which is a sort of like a foam rectangle that you can form into the shape of a splint. So I have that all the time. So if there's any kind of medical emergency like that, I can deal with it. And then I've got basic painkillers like paracetamol. But the other thing I've got is a bit of knowledge. Like I can read a map. I've got a map of this area that I'm in. I've got OS maps on my phone, so that even if the GPS isn't connecting for some reason, I've got a map and I know whereabouts I am and how I can get out of here. So just the basics of being able to read a map is really helpful. But most people have GPS signal now. Most of the places in the UK you go, you'll have it, but I always like to have a fallback just in case. You know, if I get trapped or I drop my phone or my phone dies and I've got no more battery, just having that backup is nice. It can be hard, and it can be hard to overcome the nerves and the worry, and you're not stupid for feeling that way. That's natural, and if you've never done it before, it can be a bit nerve-wracking. But just a few sensible steps. Practice. You don't have to go and, you know, you don't have to run before you can walk. Go out into some local woodland, just spend the day there, get used to spending time in that environment. Go up a local hill, you know, walk through some local fields, get used to it and know what your limits are and what it feels like. And if you get there and you feel you can't do it, you don't have to. Instincts are useful. Like, we've evolved instincts over lots and lots of years, and sometimes they can be, you know, you can feel nervous for no reason. That does happen sometimes. But sometimes that instinct will be telling you something that your subconscious has picked up and just told you it's not right. And you don't have to do it. You can go home. Or you can go, you know what, I'm not going to camp out here overnight. I know I've driven all this way, but I'm not going to camp out. I'm just going to have a little walk around, come back to the car and then go home. It's not a failure. Getting out the door in the first place, that's the hardest bit. So as soon as you get out the door and get on your way, you've already succeeded. Anything from there's a bonus, right? Just be kind to yourself, really. You don't need to beat yourself up for it. If it doesn't work out as you intended it to, that's fine. If there's a lesson to learn, you can learn it, and if not, sometimes it just happens, and, you know, next time will be better. Also, anyone can be nervous. Anyone can be anxious. I'm a 6'3", 6'4", big, bold guy. So really, I'm probably the scariest thing in the woods. But, you know, I can still get nervous. I can sometimes think, oh, this is a bit scary. I'm quite far away from people here, or, you know, that sort of thing. Or, you know, sitting in a tent and hearing noises outside, that can be nerve-wracking. And that's, again, that's your instincts. Everyone's got those instincts because you've evolved to think, oh shit, is that a bear outside or something? Like, those instincts are there for a reason, so don't worry about it being silly. Anyone can feel nervous. Everyone probably does feel nervous at some point. And once you understand that it's natural to feel nervous and it's okay to feel nervous, that there's steps you can take to mitigate some of the risks, things can become a bit easier, and then you practice. Small steps and practice. First thing I did when I was getting back into coming and doing outdoor stuff, because I hadn't done it for years, I was nervous. At the end of last year, start of this year, I was worried, and So what I did is I took the dog out for a longer walk through some woods and came and made a cup of tea. A couple hours, came out, had a cup of tea, walked the dog, went home. And then from there I've gone out and I'm doing solo overnight stuff and longer walks and up in the peaks and, you know, in more remote places. And it's all built just from that very first little trip out. And there was a couple of times before that where I thought I really want to go out, and then I sort of went, nah. I got psyched out a couple of times beforehand as well, and that's fine, because here I am, getting eaten alive by mosquitoes in the woods with a dog. Anyway, I hope it's been useful. It's not going to be one size fits all for everyone, but hopefully somebody will watch this and think, you know what, actually I'm going to give that a try, and it will help them and help you know that you're not stupid for worrying sometimes or being nervous. I can tell you it is worth it though. I can tell you it's worth it once you get out here and you sit in this amazing environment in nature and you just think, I'm really glad that I came out today. So you can do it. I believe in you, you just need to believe in yourself. Hope this has been helpful. I'm going to get back to my other video.